Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year! And welcome, everybody. Here come the Mulligan kids. Come on in here more, guys. Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Mark Mulligan. We're going to keep it going from Mexico tonight. It's nice to have you here with us. It's New Year, as you can tell from these characters. And it's going to be a fun night. Okay, guys, that's good. That's going to get really annoying really fast. Anyway, welcome. Like I said, we're coming to you from Mexico.
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know, with white sand, warm sun, and H2O. It's time for us to get back to laid back, try a different beer, maybe a six-pack. It's a crazy world, so come on, let's go. It's time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other, fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths, because it's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. It's time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other, fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. You know it's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. I'll be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.
Want to say hello to all of my friends that I would normally be singing for this time of year in San Carlos, Sonora, Mexico, and they're spread all over the place right now. Some of them are in San Carlos, but we got a whole bunch of friends watching us up in Canada, spread all over the States. Even other parts of Mexico, too, like Curtis and Ashley down in Isla Mujeres. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And I say we get started. As I was saying before, we had our technical difficulties. This is a song I don't play often, but it's kind of fitting to play this one as we approach 2021 and another new year. I walked in through the front door of a pawn shop and walked out with my future in my hands. That first guitar would change my path forever and take me places I had never planned. That day I took her home and opened up the case, tuned her up and played me my first song. On this journey round the sun, just trying to find my way, and I haven't yet begun to figure out what's going on. I've wandered, I've strayed, I've wasted so much time. Happy New Year's Day, another circle's just begun. Another trip, another journey round the sun. That church up on 7th Street and the altar boy that I once used to be. Now me and God have frequent conversations, even when I'm not down on my knees, in a bar or on a boat or on some hidden beach. You see, I'm not alone wherever I may be on this journey round the sun, just trying to make it back to the place where I belong, 'cause there's a man I want to see. I've wandered, I've strayed, I've wasted so much time, but here we are today. So far it's sure been fun. What a trip, this journey round the sun. Round and round we go. Where it stops, only heaven knows. We came into this world bald and barefoot. Hi, Kelly McGuire. And some of us haven't come that far. Maybe when you're spinning round in circles, you eventually get back to where you are. So here's to love, here's to our families. Here's to just how good this life can be. On this journey round the sun, we're all trying to find our way, and we haven't yet begun to figure out what's going on. We've wandered, we've strayed, we've wasted so much time. But happy New Year's Day, another circle's just begun. Another trip, another journey round the sun. It's a trip, this journey round the sun. Well, a whole bunch of friends, like I mentioned, are scattered around Canada and the States and Mexico watching us. Some of you guys tune in every single week, and I sure appreciate it. You've probably seen on your comments on the side of the screen notes from our friends, the Pachecos in New Mexico, Carlos and Angie and Lois. Well, they've even got a guest visiting them tonight named Mia, one of the two. Let's take a listen and see what the Pachecos over in Albuquerque, New Mexico have to say to us just coming off Christmas.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, baby Jesus. Happy birthday to you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, Carlos, Angie, Lois, and your dog. We appreciate the Christmas wishes, and yes, happy birthday, Jesus. Wow, that view behind me just kind of goes with this next song. It's something a whole bunch of you guys have turned into. First world refugee. He wakes up and he looks out at the ocean. A big old lazy sun paints the morning sky. Somewhere off the coast of Hispaniola, he gently rubs the sleep out of his eyes. He's on the third year of a 2-week-long vacation. Wasted too many years working too much overtime, just to surround himself with stuff he never needed, till he hopped on board that boat and waved goodbye. Just the other day he took that cell phone and tossed it out in the Caribbean Sea. They call him a first world refugee, far away from the land of the free. He's got tropical sunshine running through his blood. Now Uncle Sam forgot his name, and he's never going back again, 'cause he's finally found a place to call his home. He reaches down below and he grabs that old spear gun, 'cause an ocean full of fish are calling out his name. Jump overboard and he'll swim out toward the island, catch his lunch and come back home again. Now the folks up north say he must be smoking something, but they don't know what it is that gets him high. You see, there's something in these blue and emerald waters, gives him a buzz that money just can't buy. So he heads that sailboat straight into the sunset. Hey, there's no place on this earth he would be. They call him a first world refugee, far away from the land of the free. He's got tropical sunshine running through his blood. Now Uncle Sam forgot his name, and he's never going back again, 'cause he's finally found a place to call his home. Now life is good on this side of the sandbar, there ain't no doubt about it. This is where he's born to be. He's just a first world refugee, far away from the land of the free. He's got tropical sunshine running through his blood. Now Uncle Sam forgot his name, and he's never going back again, 'cause he's finally found a place to call his home. Oh, he's finally found a place to call his home. And like I said, a lot of you guys are turning into the title of that song, First World Refugee. Let's head on down to the beach. It's been 28 years now of living in Mexico down by the ocean. One thing I still never get tired of is that sound. Don't even know what day it is. That's the kind of day I miss. It's been way too long since I had a day like that. There's another gray hair on the guy looking at me in the mirror. It's time to get out of here. It's time for going back. Back to laid back. Back to laid back. Back to the way this boy was born to be. Back to laid back. Back to laid back. 'Cause they're stressed out all about getting a head guy ain't me. Wasn't all that long ago. How we got by, I don't know. Must have been on love alone, but we sure had a lot of that. Now it seems we're never caught up. They say we gotta have all of this stuff, but me, I've had enough. Just wanna box it up and send it all back. Back to laid back, back to laid back, before I become what I never want to be. Back to laid back, back to laid back, 'cause they're stressed out all about getting a head guy ain't me. So if a brand new car never belongs to us, or if our house is kind of small, so what? I'd rather take this great big list of things to do, tear it up and spend my whole day with you. Back to laid back, back to laid back. God knows that's how I'm meant to be. Back to laid back, back to laid back. 'Cause there's always on the go. Gotta go, guy ain't who I am or what I want anymore. Don't even know what day it is. That's the kind of day I miss. Days like this. And I hope that's how you guys are feeling out there. We got a new year coming up on us, and it's kind of different for me to not be in San Carlos right now. So I thought what I would do, in addition to the pictures you've seen of the village we're hanging out in, which is called Los Ayala, down south of Guayabitos, I'm going to take it back to San Carlos tonight, too. We haven't showed you San Carlos in quite a while, and, you know, that's part of my family. And my friends back there and everything. You know, there's a photographer back there, pictures, video, everything. He's really well known back there, and he took some of the pictures that we're going to be showing you tonight, along with some of the other ones that you guys have taken that we'll mix in. But this one, this guy's name is Rada, and I love this next rare shot he took of a cloudy day in San Carlos. We don't get a whole lot of those, and we enjoy them when we get them. That is so cool looking. And like I said, that's pretty rare in San Carlos for us to get a cloudy day like that. But you got a nice view of the town there and the famous landmark there, the Tetekawi, the peak that you saw there. Now, I do like a cloudy day like that, but you guys know one thing I love, and that's sunshine. Can't get enough of it. And let's sing a little bit about that. I'll take the sunshine. That look upon your face is not a smile. And I don't think nice to see you's on your mind. Is it safe to say the end is just beginning? I may be dumb, but I ain't blind. So divide up all the things we own and we'll go our separate ways. What else can I say? I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I'll take the good times, you take the pain. There's nothing left between us and there's no one left to blame. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I guess you and I should have never been together. How we got this far I'll never know. 'Cause the things that make me happy drive you crazy. And the love down in your heart died long ago. So you take your things, I'll take mine. And that's how it's gotta be. That's all right with me. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I'll take the good times, you take the pain. There's nothing left between us, and there's no one left to blame. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. So divide up all the things we own, and we'll go our separate ways. What else can I say? Are you guys ready? I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. Help me out, Jose and Mighty Soul. I'll take the good times, you take the pain. Man, she goes, I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I'll take the good times, you take the pain. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I'll take the good times, you take the pain. There's nothing left between us, and there's no one left to blame. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. There's nothing left between us, and there's no one left to blame. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I'll take the sunshine, you take the rain. I think we need to have those noisemakers to finish that song on the album. What do you guys think? This is Mighty Soul, everybody. This is Jose, and this is Luis, and these guys are ready for the new year. How about you? Everybody ready? All right. Thank you, guys. Well, we're going to take you down to the beach with us right now and show you how we celebrated Christmas night. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I high, high? Ooh. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up with my worries far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Can you guys believe Christmas has passed us and now we are on to the new year? And you know, this year, of course, has been unlike any other. It's been a challenging year. On my end, I can't complain because the pros of this year, in many ways, outweighed the cons. I lost a lot of income, of course. I lost the chance to sing for a lot of you guys. I didn't get to go out on tour with Sonny Jim and Kelly McGuire. So that part of it was no fun. But I got to be with my family for the entire year. I'm not sure if that's a good thing for them, but it's a great thing for me. And I hope the same thing in your life, that maybe there were some things that you got to do this year that you normally wouldn't have if it was for any other situation. So I guess there's a way that we can always take a negative and turn it into a positive somehow. That's what this next song is all about. I'd like to send this one out for my friend Charlie LeClaire, watching us in Virginia. This is a song that every time he hears it, he enjoys this one. And anytime he tells me of something he's got to do, he always emphasizes, I get to do whatever it is. And so, Charlie, this goes out for you. And hope you and Claudia and Dave and Jenny and Chip and his family, I hope they're all doing well, too. It's off the Rising Sun album. I got to. Those 3 words I grumble just like you. Saying I got to. I sigh and dread those things I gotta do. I gotta get up every morning, gotta fight rush hour traffic, gotta do that 9 to 5 thing, gotta pay my taxes, I don't want to, but I got to. Then it hits me, just when I think I got it pretty bad. How many folks would gladly take those burdens off my back? That big list of I got to's that belongs to me and you has got a few things on it others wish they got to do. And a little voice says it's a choice. You can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I get to go to work and put in a good 8 hours. I get to cash a paycheck, get to have a job, instead of looking for work or getting laid off. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. You can say I got to, or you can say I get to. Now a dozen times you circled round that jam-packed parking lot, but half a mile away is where you found the closest empty spot. Here comes that old I got to, about how far you gotta walk, as the car door slams behind you and you stomp off down the block. Now there you go. But don't you know, you can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I get to stretch my legs and get some exercise, 'cause I guarantee there's someone else out there who'd give anything to ditch that wheelchair. He'd gladly walk twice as far as you. So you can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I know it's just 1 letter out of 3, but take that O, change it to E. Instead of saying I got to, try saying I get to. And a lot of things might not seem all that bad. That traffic jam ain't backed up quite so far. When you say I'm blessed, I get to own a car. And those property taxes I gotta pay, they're 'cause I get to go home to a house each day. You'll see things from a different point of view when you quit saying I got to, start saying I get to. Instead of I got to, I get to. No more I got to. I'm gonna say I get to. I do. I get to. So do you. All right. Well, thank you. And Charlie, I hope you like that. Thanks for watching in Virginia, as you guys do all the time. Boy, we've got people all over the states, like I said. I mean, from the East Coast there, Virginia, our Florida friends. We've got people over in Hawaii watching us. Hi, Melinda, and hi, Mr. Wright. And hello to all my Canadians. The Canadian friends I have are really, really missing Mexico right now because of their border situation. So I think we need to sing a song to take them all back here to Mexico. And that photographer that I showed you a video of before, let's show some of his pictures in this and bring you guys down to where I normally would be this time of year. Beautiful San Carlos, Sonora, Mexico. Usually Seaside Realty would be helping me put on a show up there at one of their beautiful Pelican Beach condos overlooking the water. But while I'm down here, how about if we have that photographer, the world-class photographer, Rada, is going to show you some of his pictures during this next song. Let's take you down to Mexico. I can hear the sound of the music coming across that borderline tonight. And I can feel the touch of a young girl gently take my hand underneath the moonlight. Soft refrains on a Spanish guitar carry me away. Our voices calling as I close my eyes. Think I hear her say, Mexico. You've been there on my mind for a long, long time, and I know that I just can't stay away. Mexico, like warm white sand in the palm of my hand, gotta go. Mexico. It's been a while, but does she remember? Is she still waiting there for me? And does she ever think about those hot summer nights down by the sea? Distant highways and dusty old roads, you got me crossing the line. Lead me down to where nobody knows. Take me back in time, Mexico. You're the one that I love and I can't get enough, Mexico. But you're another world away, Mexico. Those clear blue skies and big brown eyes gotta go, Mexico. I can feel that wind begin to blow. And every time I hear that sound, I know, help me out at home, guys, Mexico. You've been there on my mind for a long, long time, and I know that I just can't stay away, Mexico. Like warm white sand in the palm of my hand, gotta go. And I'll be coming back to stay, Mexico. You're the one that I love and I can't get enough, Mexico. But you're another world away, Mexico. Those clear blue skies and big brown eyes gotta go, Mexico. Rada, thank you for those pictures. Boy, those just show you how lucky we are, those of us who get to spend time in San Carlos, which is about a 2-day drive north of here. So that's one thing I love about Mexico, just so you guys know. There's just so much variety. Every state is so incredibly different. I'm in the state of Nayarit right now. I'm just north of Jalisco, which is, so the Puerto Vallarta is right on the border of the two states. And this is like a different country than Sonora, Mexico, because up in Sonora, at least in San Carlos, it's lush desert. I know that sounds weird, lush and desert in the same sentence, but it really is just beautiful, striking desert on hills that go right up to the water. One thing I love about San Carlos, I love the solitude, how you can have a beautiful beach all to yourself, basically just about any day of the week. And it's so different than most towns. Same thing to be said about this little village I'm in down here. It's really unique too, especially this year. Very, very few foreigners down here. And it's got its own very mellow, laid-back vibe. It passes the Mark Mulligan test, which means I get to walk around everywhere in this town barefoot. Any town I can do that in, I'm happy. Rada is not the only wonderful photographer. I'm amazed at the pictures that you guys send me week after week. If you've got some good ones at home of Mexico, send them my way, and we'll get you into the next show. What do we got for this week, Elsa? Run me a few pictures, and let's see who we're looking at here. I actually took that picture right there. That's me just down the beach from our apartment here. There's Ken Kingsley's shot of San Carlos. Looks like a postcard, Ken. Great picture. Kathy Henkel. Now look at this video that Kathy Henkel took. This is San Carlos. You can see the Tetekawi in the background, the peak there. And this is basically the view. She is right over in the Pelican Beach condos that I often do my show from, where Seaside Realty hosts me and they host the artists who come down to visit. Look at that view. Now do you see why Mike Nash and all these artists love to come to San Carlos? Kathy, what a great, great video. Thanks. But you know what, guys? Cade here, 10-year-old Cade. He won the picture of the week. Cade is 10 years old, and can we show that picture again or no? That's okay. Don't worry about it. That was Happy New Year from Cade. He had it all spelled out with shells. He's 10 years old, and at 10 years old, I think that kid's going to like some cookies from my mom. What do you guys think? Give it up for Cade. He just won a half dozen of my mom's delicious chocolate chip and M&M cookies. So Mark and Debbie, make sure you just send me a mailing address if I don't already have that, and we will get those cookies fired off to Cade, and you make sure he shares with you because those are really, really good. Those pictures you saw, the Sonora ones, kind of go with his next song. And we'll show you some more pictures from Rada, the professional photographer up in San Carlos who has been kind enough to loan me some of his pictures for my show. Thank you, Rada. I got a buddy of mine who's living up in L.A. He's got a 2-story house and a Cadillac Escalade. He likes to call me up whenever he gets drunk, just to tell me how much he misses the Sonora sun. Sonora sun keeps shining on me till the day is done. He said I kicked myself for coming back. They got me running like a maniac. Gotta go before the wife hears me talking this way. Now she's laughing at me 'cause she doesn't quite understand how I made it this far in a rusty old broken down van. $50 doesn't go as far as it used to do. Where would I be if I hadn't run into you? Sonora sun keeps shining on me till the day is done. I've been halfway around the world, but blame my brown-eyed girl. Just one kiss had me setting that suitcase down. Sonora sun, seems you're always on the tip of my tongue. Oh, you know it'd be you wasted my time to ever try to get you off of my mind. I sure love how you shine, Sonora sun. Keep shining on me till my days are done. 'Cause you're more than just my alibi. You're my every reason why. They're shaking their heads and they're saying that boy's long gone. In the Sonora sun. In the Sonora sun. In the Sonora sun. My Sonora sun. Hello to all my Sonora friends, and I hope those of you who couldn't make it down to Mexico this year, I hope these pictures are kind of bringing you back tonight. How's everybody doing? New Year's is upon us pretty soon. I can't believe it. In just a few days, it's going to be 2021. Some of you guys really had some nice celebrations over Christmas, and I got some wonderful family pictures of you guys celebrating. I think we can run a couple of those right now. Yeah. That's Elsa, by the way, who is handling our audio and our video tonight, and that's Luis on comments. Here we go. The Millers, Mike and Jamie, look at that. That's only half of their family right there. My friends, the Jankos, longtime friends out near Jacksonville with their grandson, Mateo. Here's the Castles. Oh, they just came off a wonderful Christmas trip to Arizona. They're back in Colorado now. My friend Nikki and her kids, Cody and Cooper, out in California. They're looking good. The Lugos, also in California. They've hosted us before up in Carlsbad. That's them with their grandchild. The Lions and the Bowmans. My Parrot Head friends from Phoenix. And there's the Harmons. And there's Cade there. There's the winner of our cookies. He's there with his grandparents and his parents. And Robbie and Heather Mulligan. Guess what? That family has now caught up to me. That's my nephew there. And just days ago, Heather gave birth to child number 4. His name is Nixon. He's a beautiful baby. Give it up for Robbie and Heather Mulligan. And congratulations to them. They've now tied me. I'm not going for the lead in that contest, by the way. We're gonna hold off on that. Well, we also had we took a few pictures over Christmas too. It was a special Christmas for us. We had all the kids together. Marcos and Luis just got down here last week. And Christmas was very laid back and mellow for us. We went to Christmas Eve Mass in the town right up the road. And then we had a wonderful dinner. And we opened Christmas gifts. We played games that night. Then on Christmas night, you guys saw that we did that bonfire on the beach. It was just all time together. Lots of time on the beach, too, which I love at Christmas time. So just some of my favorite memories. I hope this Christmas you had some of your favorite memories too. I still recall the first time that we met. It's one of my favorite memories. Right up there with the day we wed. So it might sound kind of crazy when the best that I can do each time she asks me if I have to choose among my favorite memories, which ones they'd be. I just shrug and smile as I look back on times I can't forget. 'Cause my favorite memories are the ones we still ain't made yet. Seeing that blue line on an EPT, or checking out that first ultrasound. Sometimes it's all one big blur to me. So what am I supposed to do? What can I say? Each time she asks me if I had to choose among my favorite memories, which ones they'd be, I just shrug and smile as I look back on times I can't forget. 'Cause my favorite memories are the ones we still ain't made yet. We got a lifetime of history, but we've only begun. Just imagine all the things we still ain't done. So each time she asks me if I had to choose among my favorite memories, which ones they'd be, I just shrug and smile, 'cause we've had a blast, I must admit. But my favorite memories are the ones we still ain't made yet. Those memories we still ain't made yet. So many memories we still ain't made yet. What you just saw at the very end of that one was just before Christmas. We went down to the beach, and we have a tradition in the family that the kids make their wishes to Santa Claus, and they write them down, and then we tie them up to a helium balloon and let them go. And that's what we were doing at the end of that song. Like I said, I hope you guys all had some special memories of Christmas this year. Some of you didn't get to visit as many people as you wanted, but I hope you got to celebrate with somebody that you love. We're going to head back up to San Carlos right now. We're going to join a friend of mine who is actually watching this show tonight in Phoenix with several other friends who are seeing my show for the first time. He's got his big screen up. He's probably, they're going to have a nice dinner, I think, too, and probably enjoy some beverages during the show. And I bet you anything that this guy is playing along. I think you know who I'm talking about.
You know, I wrote this song about Mark Mulligan, but I have to tell you, one of the very first things that happens in this song, we talk about giggles. Well, here it is. Here we go. I sang with Mulligan in a Mexican bar. He was part hooligan and he was part rock star. Well, I'm a guitar playing hooligan. Ever since I met Mark Mulligan, ever since I met Mark Mulligan, well, we heard about him singing in a Mexican jail. That's true. There was an 8-ball to his head. You know, that's a really good tale. It was. There was giggles pouring drinks in this living room. Yeah. Well, they all made their way into one of his tunes. Well, I sang with Mulligan in a Mexican bar. He was part hooligan and he was part rock star. I'm a guitar playing hooligan. Well, ever since I met Mark Mulligan, ever since I met Mark Mulligan, all night we heard about him sailing on his Hobie Cat. And the pelicans and dolphins in San Carlos, 'cause that's where he's at. And his favorite senorita, Elsa, 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 and all 4 kids. You'll find him singing for a living at one of his gigs.
Help us out, everybody!
Well, I sang with Mulligan in a Mexican bar. He was part hooligan and he was part rock star. Well, I'm a guitar playing hooligan. Well, ever since I met Mark Mulligan, ever since I met Mark Mulligan, ever since I met Mark Mulligan. Woo!
Ready, be everybody! Rudy, I think they like you. You got a whole cheering section here, bud. All right, well, just so you guys know that Rudy B was not inventing what he said about the whole Mulligan thing. Let's ask this little girl right here. What is your name?
My name is Marisol Mulligan.
How about you?
Joe Mulligan.
Joe Mulligan. Everybody, the Mulligan kids here. This is 3 of the 4. Give it up for these guys here, my noisemakers. All right, we'll bring them back in a little while. The Mulligans. Well, you guys noticed that Rudy was sitting in one of his favorite places in San Carlos, aside from a Pelican Beach condo, that is. He liked heading over there to Giggles, and we did a whole tribute show about Giggles. He's a legend in San Carlos. We always say you're just another tourist until you've actually gone to Giggles' house and had a drink with her. It looks so much like a bar that people think it is one. People sit there, order drinks, and don't even realize it's Giggles' house until they ask for their tab, and she says, there's no tab here. I think we all need to head over there right now. What do you think? To Giggles' place and to where Rudy B was hanging out. And Rudy B, thank you for that song. Well, I have worked my fingers to the bone, trying to build myself a happy home. But the more I work, the more goes to the band. So now I've got myself a better plan. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico? Well, I will pack up all my friends one day and head on down to our friend Giggles' place. Everybody give it up for Giggles. I'll be pouring drinks from dusk up till the dawn, while we dance the night away with semi-rainwater on. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico? Well, I'll wake up every morning with nothing on my mind, pouring margaritas in a palm tree paradise. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico with me? What else could I ever need but senoritas by the sea, the sun, a bar in Mexico, and me? La 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 la. La 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 la. We got the sun up far in Mexico with me. All right, we're gonna get you guys to a bar down in Mexico, Giggles' place, once everything is safe again for people to travel and you can all get back down to San Carlos, and you're gonna love it. Like I said, you're just a tourist in San Carlos until you've actually sat at her place and had a drink with her. One of my favorite memories of this past year was playing with singer-songwriter Mike Nash. Mike Nash, of course, is the lead singer, the Southern Drawl Band, but he's been doing a lot of solo shows. He and Melissa have been out on the road. Hi, Mike and Melissa. And Mike and I have really become good friends. We've done several shows together now. And he has a song that he wrote about his daughter that I just absolutely love. It's called Postcards from the Road. And I was kind of honored that maybe my song called Mighty Soul was a little bit of an inspiration to Mike to write that song. And so we both have kind of cool daddy-daughter songs. We've joined Kelly McGuire in that category now. And so I'm going to take you guys back, a little flashback to several months ago when Mike joined me on a patio at Pelican Beach. It was a show that Seaside Realty helped bring us, and they put up Mike and Melissa, and they just had a great time in San Carlos. And I'm going to sing a song that we both enjoy singing together. To do that with Mighty Soul.
You will.
Here's a song that I wrote about my little girl, and I hope from your couch you will sing along at home to Mighty Soul. You guys know what that means, right? If you don't, here's why I named her that. 2, 3. Mar means ocean, soul means sun. Just in case you're wondering where her name came from, I never thought anything in life could ever be as beautiful as sea and sun together, at least until the day she came along. Now, oh, 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 I love my little naughty soul. Her smile lights up my world. Oh, 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 I love my little mighty soul. Oh, 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 she's just her daddy's girl. Sure, I love my sons. Roughhousing's fun, but there are things that only daughters do. Now that pink dress and those little shoes are matching. I can't believe she's already into fashion. She's gonna break a heart or two. Now, whoa, 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 I love my little mighty soul. Ribbons and her curls. Oh, 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 I love my little mighty soul. Oh, 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 she's just her daddy's girl. She's growing up too fast, and each day she's prettier than the one before. I don't want to think about the day some kid comes knocking on my door. You know how that goes. Singing, whoa, 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 I love your daughter, mighty soul. Oh, whoa, 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 more than anything in this world. Oh, whoa, 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 you'll be in love with mighty soul. But she'll still be daddy's girl. She'll always be her daddy's girl. Oh, whoa, 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 I love my little mighty soul. Yeah, nice job. Mike Nash, great job on that song. This little girl right here, she really, really liked that song. This is Mighty Soul, everybody. As you can see, they are getting ready for New Year's. How about you? Is everybody in a festive mood out there? All right, well, I'm going to need your guys' help on this next song. In fact, I'm going to need all of your help, and I think you know where I'm going with this. It's that time of the night where you have to repeat after me every time I say guacamole. Let's see if these guys can help you out. Are you ready? After me. Me repito, no? Guacamole.
Guacamole!
Wait, you guys got to help them out. Everybody, guacamole!
Guacamole!
Here we go, guys. It's time to get off your couch. Come on, you got to work off some of that holiday food you've been pounding down. I met her at the mercado. She was buying avocados, and man, she really turned me on. She reached for my pepper, and I grabbed her tomatoes. I knew it wouldn't take very long. She walked up to la mesa. She picked up some cerveza. So I picked up some onions and limon. And the way she looked at me, man, I could clearly see that it wouldn't take very long. Guacamole!
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 We'd be making guacamole all night long.
Guacamole! Guacamole!
Guacamole!
Guacamole!
We'd be making guacamole all night long. Oh, yeah! She walked up to the line. I fell in right behind. And man, she sure looked good to me. She reached for her money. I said, wait a minute, honey. I believe this one is on me. We got in my pickup. We started to pack up. We headed on down the road. We went into her casa. We ate tortillas de masa. And we made guacamole all night long. Guacamole!
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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. Guacamole!
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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. This is the New Year's version.
Happy New Year!
All right, here we go, guys, everybody. Guacamole!
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 Haciendo guacamole toda la noche. Guacamole!
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 We were making guacamole all night long. It's the grand finale. Guacamole!
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 We were making guacamole all night long. Guacamole!
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 We were making guacamole all night long. Great job by the Mulligans up here. Oh, thank you guys. I told you this was going to be their favorite show. All right. Well, I know. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Do you want to do We're going to take you just up the road from here to another village. We've shown you quite a bit of Los Ayala. We're just south of Guayabitos, and then just north of that is another little town that's kind of popular, usually would be, with international travelers. And it's called La Peñita. Let's head up there right now.
Welcome to Las Brisas, which is a second floor restaurant in La Peñita, up the road from our village of Los Ayala. You can see a stage over there where these guys get some great classic rock bands playing at night. Nice international crowd. There you go. You just can't beat this view.
Boardwalk down there. It's a beautiful day here in La Peñita. And I think I might just dig into some food. You can't beat a shrimp burrito.
Beans, salad.
And beautiful weather. Wish you were here. That makes me hungry all over again just watching that and the guacamole that we just sang for you. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry up here. Hey, we've got some folks watching tonight who are celebrating anniversaries. We've got two different couples that I know of that are celebrating anniversaries. What do we got, Elsa? Show me the first one here. Oh, there we go, Bob and Bev. Matilsky, our friends, our Canadian friends who spend part of the year in San Carlos. Look at them. They're at 44 years, am I right on that? and they're still singing together and looking good. Give it up for Bob and Bev, everybody. Great to see them. Thanks, Bob and Bev, for tuning in tonight, and stay warm up there in Canada. We got to get you guys back down to San Carlos again soon. Who else have we got here? I think I know this couple, Bill and Linda Pattison. I think they're at 17 years. I'm pretty sure 17 years. Looking good, Bill and Linda. Bill, of course, is one of my favorite tippers in the world because he always brings me a very special tip, a bottle of Sailor Jerry rum. And Bill, thank you for doing that, and happy anniversary. And thank you guys for all the times you've hosted me at your place there in Sierra Vista, too. We've had some wonderful times, and I look forward to more of those. I wasn't even going to sing this song tonight, but with those two anniversary couples and love in the air, why not? I think we got to do this one. And I think it's a nice chance for anybody out there who's sitting next to somebody they're madly in love with to get off the couch and dance with them. Be a nice way to end 2020. A little butt squeezer. No. Granddad fell in love with my grandma back in 25. He knew right then she was the one. Now there they are in black and white. As I wipe the dust off of that frame, I know that they're together once again. I would have loved to live back when the world didn't spin so fast. Things were different way back then, yet love was made to last. It was more than just some store-bought ring. Oh, those vows they made meant everything. I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began when I took your hand and said, I want to love you, I want to love you like that. One day we stood up before God and everyone we knew. I gave my word, you gave your heart. We softly said, I do, with a promise to live faithfully for not a day less than eternity. So here we are now, me and you, raising 4 kids of our own. We've done the best that we can do, turn this house into a home, and our kids will meet someone someday. And when they think of us, I hope that they will say, I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began when I took your hand, said, I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began when I took your hand and said, I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. And during that song, I just found out about another couple that are longtime watchers of this show. They're with us on every Monday night. John and Carol Sherwin watching us from Minnesota. Is that true? 46 years for you guys? Congratulations, everybody. Give John and Carol a big round of applause. Happy anniversary to all of you guys, to Bob and Bev, to Bill and Linda, and John and Carol. It's great to have you guys watching, and I'm wishing you many, many more years of of wedded bliss together. Another one of my favorite moments this year was actually my birthday. What I wanted to do for my birthday party was work. I wanted to do a Facebook Live show. I think we did it the day before my birthday. And I wanted to get together some of my favorite friends and musicians. And when we all get together, we're known as 6.5 Mexicans. And we did a big show, and it was a lot of fun. And we're going to give you one of those songs right now. Let's head back to my birthday. Bye.
Spring breakers with salt shakers, chasing every shot with a line. Old geezers and gold diggers, it's amazing what money can buy. No, drinking Mexico dry, dancing on the tables and falling on the floor. No, drinking Mexico dry, and I wish that they would just go home. He dumped his wife way up in Dallas. Ain't seen his kids in a year. He's 45, she's 19. Hey baby, can I buy you a beer? Now he's drinking Mexico dry. Expatriated from the red, white, and blue. Now he's drinking Mexico dry. And I wish that he would just go home. They'll always tell ya, don't drink that water, but this ain't what they mean. They call the culture intoxicating. I look around and all that I see underage, white trash, playing king for a day. Screaming, hey waiter, speak English, can't you see I'm from the USA? Oh, drinking Mexico dry. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, Florida. Drinking Mexico dry. And I wish that they would just go home. Let's go home. He wants to live la vida loca. He wants to really get wild. Another shot. Vacation's over. Now he's here for a while. 'Cause he got hammered. He got nailed. They threw his butt in the can. And now it's please God, he get me out and I'll never drink tequila again. Come on, drinking Mexico dry. He's finally learning how to say no more. Drinking Mexico dry. And he wishes he could just go home. And I wish that they would just go home. Skanky folks with rum and coke. I wish that they would just go home.
Happy New Year, everybody! Hey, we got another Mulligan with us. That one over there. That's Marcos. Happy New Year, everybody. They just blew my ear out. All right, guys, that's enough. That's enough. We don't want to blow anybody's speaker out there on their phone or on their TV. Anyway. All right, guys. All right, I'm going to send this next song out. We got a request, and it's going up to my friends in Canada who love to dance along to all these songs. Bill and Cheryl, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you guys. Keep on dancing. I miss you both. This one goes out for you guys. And it's another one that I did with the band, 6.5 Mexicans that night. And it's a song that I co-wrote with Tom Shepard. We recorded this together as a duet. The old man drank a beer every now and then. One day we cracked a couple, just me and him. At 80 years old, all the stories he could tell you about his far-flung friends from France to Venezuela. He said I swigged Fosters with Aussies and Guinness in an Irish pub, a Shiner Bock and Looking Bock, and buddy, sure enough, it's all the same beer, different can. Just different labels, different brands. But the more you sip, the more you understand. It's all the same beer, different can. Our pal Tom Shepard played a tour overseas, singing for all our folks stationed in the Middle East, at the ambassador's home right there in Riyadh. He sang a special song he'd written about his dad. And when the show was over, he was loading up his band. This guy walked up to Tom and stuck out his hand. He said, that song about your father really meant a lot to me, 'cause I just lost mine and you described him perfectly. Now that man had on a white robe, he wore sandals on his feet, he had a good truck on his head, and man, it ain't that hard to see we're all the same beer, different can. Just different labels, different brands. But the more you sip, the more you understand. We're all the same beer, different can. Now the old man said, I believe God's gonna get a good laugh when we learn all of us Buds and Millers and Land Sharks and Coors and Tecate Lights and whatever you guys are drinking tonight are all the same beer, different can. Just different labels, different brands. But the more you sip, the more you understand. We're all the same beer, different can. The more you sip, the more you understand. We're all the same beer, different can. Thank you, Tom Shepard, for co-writing that one, and thank you, Bill and Cheryl, for requesting it. Franklin Godowns has a song he would like to hear. Franklin, thank you for tuning in every week. And I was just watching Sonny Jim's show. Sonny Jim, of course, does the Tropicool show with John Patty on Wednesdays, and then he does his own solo show on Fridays on the Sonny Jim music page. And Franklin, I saw you on there making requests, and he was saying, you're my #1 fan. No, Sonny Jim can't have you all to himself. I need you too, Franklin. So stick with me on Mondays. Sonny Jim, by the way, just so you guys know, he does a great Facebook Live show. If you're enjoying mine and if you enjoy things like the pics and the videos and all the production we put into it, Sonny Jim does a really nice one too. The one with John Patty is called Tropicool, and John Patty's on a steel pan, and he's incredible on that steel pan, and it just sounds so Caribbean and fun, and it's moving. You're going to be up and dancing to these songs. And then on Friday, Sonny Jim does his show. It's in the morning. I'm forgetting Eastern time what it would be right now. So just go on the Sonny Jim music page at some point. And on Friday mornings, or early afternoon for some of you guys, he does, the request lines are open, I believe it's called, and he takes nothing but your requests. So Franklin wanted to hear one from me. And I'm going to play it for him right now. This one's called Somewhere, South of Somewhere. Down at the bay, they're jumping today. There's a fisherman out on a boat. He throws out a net and he hauls up his catch and he heads back to the sandy shore, to a house by the dock with a door that don't lock, where there's music on the radio. It won't take too long, he'll be singing a song and cooking on an open stove. No, there ain't such thing as the blue sky blues. At least they never happened to me. It's never been a mystery what keeps me coming back. It's the beaches and boats, the pirates and poets that got me hanging round down here. Somewhere south of somewhere, somewhere south of somewhere. In colors so bright and dresses so tight, I see ladies walking down the street, lovers romancing, barefoot and dancing, grooving to a tropic beat. In the sea of confusion, I kick off my shoes and I catch her looking back at me. She flashes a smile, we laugh over a while, till she says, "You want to dance with me?" It's the tropical sun, it's a midnight run to an island or distant shore that keeps me coming back for more time and time again. It's the tacos and rice, the salsa and spice, the smell of the sea and that part always makes me hungry. Somewhere south of somewhere, somewhere south of somewhere. And the palm trees are swaying like dancers, moving to the sound of the wind. Whoosh. No, there ain't such thing as the blue sky blues. At least they never happened to me. It's never been a mystery what keeps me coming back. It's the beaches and boats, the pirates and poets that keep me hanging round down here. I think you guys out there need to pour yourself another beer. Somewhere south of somewhere, somewhere south of somewhere. Somewhere south of somewhere, somewhere south of somewhere. Good spot to be. Like I told you guys, we're about an hour north of Puerto Vallarta right now. Any of you guys who have any winter plans on coming to Puerto Vallarta, you know, I'm not out doing public shows right now in bars and things. We're going to wait it out until it gets a little bit safer with the vaccine situation. But if you're coming down with just your family or just a small group of friends or something, and we could sit outside and do something, hey, I'd love to do something like that. I'm about 45 minutes, an hour north of Puerto Vallarta. Have guitar, will travel. And I'll come see you. So if you know somebody coming down here, make sure you get in touch with me, because aside from the Facebook Live show, I'd sure love to do something in person again. I haven't done that in a while. It's going to be weird to look at actual faces again instead of just this camera lens. Elsa's doing a great job on the pictures and the videos. She really, and she just pointed out, and the decorations. She wants me to mention too. She was taping things up seconds before the show. Oh, and she also says, and raising my kids. Okay, we better stop this conversation right now because I think you guys are all on her side on this one, aren't you? Luis, how's he doing on the comments, everybody? That's him. And I think he does wonderful on it. I read the comments, all of your comments after the shows. And so I'll make sure to see how Luis is doing tonight on this stuff. And of course, my little noise makers, they pop out here from now and then and like blare those things right in my ear. So if I'm a little out of key right now, a little out of tune, forgive me. This next song I'd like to send out to all you guys. Got a lot of my San Carlos friends in this one. But we'll always update these videos and pictures. And if you send me yours, we can sneak you into some of these songs that we do on Monday nights, which we hope to keep going. We hope to keep these things going. Thanks to your support, we're able to. So we really, really appreciate it. You guys definitely are my kind of people. Jim was lying in a hospital. They thought he was gonna die. His brother said, bro, I got an idea. You wanna go for a ride? The car's all packed, the engine is running. I'm heading for Mexico. Jim said, I'm in. The nurse freaked out and he hobbled on out the door. 10 years later, Jim's still kicking and he's got himself a beautiful gal. Running round this little beach town, the boys sure having a ball. Let me tell you about my kind of people, my kind of place, my kind of moments, my kind of days. Cesar's got a seaside joint just south of here. Forget about that pina colada, 'cause all he's got is beer. The place ain't nothing but a fallen down shack, weathered by the waves and wind. I hope you like water, 'cause you'll be sitting in it when the tide comes rolling in. He'll cook you a fish that he caught that day, then he'll belt out a song for the crowd. He'll drink half your beer, but don't worry, buddy, the next one's on the house. I'm talking about my kind of people, in my kind of place, my kind of moments, my kind of days. It's my kind of day to just hang out with a few good friends. I'll catch you down at Froggy's for a bite. He had a life in the real world. Now he goes by Captain Bob. Down here, no one knows your last name, but everybody knows who you are. Like Larry and Maris, Giggles and Bruce, Kenta and La Manga John. Yeah, Howard actually got up to 4 boats, and Bomberg's back in town. There's Carla and Denny, Helen and Jim, and Flint from Barracuda Bombs. On just another Tuesday, and not much Tuesday, and that's all right with us. Some guitar playing gringos banging out a tune, and they're tearing up the old dance floor. Raphael asked me otra más, but who can ask for anything more when you're singing for my kind of people, in my kind of place, my kind of moments, on my kind of days. Help me out, everybody. My kind of people, in my kind of place, my kind of moments. These are my kind of days. I mean that. Thank you guys for being my kind of people. I would have never guessed when we did this first Facebook Live show back in April that at the end of the year and going into a new year, we'd still be going strong thanks to you because you're what's been putting food on my family's table. And I really, really appreciate how you guys do that every week. And thanks for sharing it with your friends too, because we've had some new people joining us too. And that really helps to keep the show going too. Anyway, we have a request coming up from my friend Tom Copeland. Luis, do we have any other requests from people? Let's see what Luis has got here, and let's see if it's one that I can play. That's usually the trick. Oh, yeah. Is that for Sherry Macman? I can't see with the light, but I think it's for Sherry in Punta Gorda. Sherry and Bill, you are exactly what I was just describing a moment ago. Thank you. And Tom, I mentioned you too. Boy, you guys have just been incredible all these months. Thank you so much. So this is going to go out for Bill and Sherry in Punta Gorda. I was supposed to see them on a Tres Amigos tour that, of course, got canceled. But we're going to make that happen again. I'm going to meet up with Sonny Jim and Kelly McGuire as soon as it's safe to sing for you guys. I want to give you a hug without killing you. So stay tuned for that, Sherry and Bill. It's right around the corner. But in the meantime, let's all turn around and run. Speaking of Kelly McGuire, he wrote this song. In fact, it's the first song he ever wrote and the first song I ever sang to make it on Radio Margaritaville. From a weekend paradise, I got used to holding you close every night. As we come down from the clouds and touch the ground, you're squeezing my hand so tight. But if paradise is behind us, where we learned less is really more, and all we needed was each other, then what are we coming back for? Let's turn around and run back to the sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We can snorkel for free, or just hang out on the beach, lay around in the sun. Smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. This big old city so full of people buzzing around like flies, all stressed out in their everyday world, dressed up in their suits and their ties, trying to achieve the next level. With a bonus they can buy that new car, big house just to keep the family. They think those things are who they are. Let's turn around and back to the sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free, or make love on the beach, lay around in the sun. Smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. You know this part. La 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 la. We were suffering from a delusion. We could leave all this behind. No choice but collect our baggage. Get ready for that 9-to-5 grind. As we lugged our way to the exit, I could see the question in her eyes. So I answered with a grin, took her hand. Next plane back to paradise. Right on, girl. Let's turn around and run back to the sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free, or make love on the beach, lay around in the sun. Smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. I can't hear you guys. Let's turn around and run.
sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free or make love on the beach. Lay around in the sun, smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. Lay around in the sun, smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. You know this part. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
I think they like that song. I think they like that. Marisol, how do you say Feliz Año Nuevo in English?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year from Marisol, everybody. Luis, anything you want to say to people on New Year?
Happy New Year's and hope you guys are enjoying the show.
This is the guy handling your comments tonight. Jose, anything you'd like to say to the crowd?
The same as Luis.
That's Jose, a typical Jose answer there. And you guys saw Marcos a little while ago before, too. And Elsa's doing great. We're wishing everybody a very happy New Year. Give me one more blast of the noisemakers, and then I have one more song coming up.
All right, Dad.
Actually, I have two more songs because even though it's not New Year's Eve, we got to close the show after this next song for Tom Copeland. We got to close this with a traditional song that I think you know what we're all going to sing, and we need you on your feet for that one. We need your noisemakers the whole bit. So we'll get the kids. Okay. All right. So Tom Copeland. Funny thing is, you asked me for this song a couple of months ago, I think. I stumbled my way through it. I hadn't played it in years. I went and I read you and I off. Okay, we got our sound back. I don't know how much of that you heard because we had a chord that got messed up there. But Tom Copeland, this is a song that you requested that I actually had on my list to play tonight. We're thinking like Tom, get help. And this one is called The Good Old Days to Come. And after the song, I need you to all join me as we do a traditional end of the year, even though it's a few days from now. We can kind of celebrate tonight, can't we? We can cheat. Hey, old friend, sure good to hear your voice again. Lately I've been looking back on those crazy days from way back when. It's been a while, too many years, too many miles. Those distant yesterdays, just thinking about them makes me smile. 'Cause you know we've had some good times and you know we've had some fun. But something tells me the test has just begun. So I'm looking ahead to the good old days to come. Never found a fortune, hardly have a nickel to my name. And for all the times I've lost it, love, I guess I've only got myself to blame. And as for you, looks like you've been down that same road too. So tell me when you're hitting town, 'cause we've got some catching up to do. Now we've been up and down the border, we've been out there in the sun, but something tells me the best is just begun. So I'm looking ahead to the good old days to come. Now friends can disappear and dreams can slip away. Memories fade to black and white as we turn another page. So tomorrow fades to yesterday and we watch the time go by, sitting around talking about the good old days we left so far behind. Now times are changing thanks to COVID-19. Take a look at the headlines. Things ain't the way they used to be. But that's all right. Why worry about things we can't control? Just do the best you can and take the lessons that you learn on down the road. And if ever you get to wondering where those good old days are gone, just remember that the best is just begun. Keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. Yeah, if ever you get to wondering where those good old days are gone, just remember that the best is just begun. Keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. The good old days to come. Keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. All right, well, let's bring the Mulligan kids back out here again, and we want to thank you on behalf of the family. Marcos, come join us. We need Marcos out here, don't you guys think? Everybody from your couches chant, Marcos, Marcos. All right, here he comes. All right, Marcos, come on, hold on. He needs a noisemaker. Marcos, we need a noisemaker. All right, kids, give me one good blast on that noisemaker. Marisol, ayúdanos. Happy New Year, everybody. And, all right, song. You got to sing along with me, guys. This will be your practice for the actual New Year's Eve, okay? Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, for old lang syne, we'll drink a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear. For old lang syne, we'll drink a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne. Happy New Year from the Mulligans! And let's play that song by Rudy B to close out the show here. Yes, sí, el mismo. Happy New Year from all of us, guys. I'm looking forward to a wonderful 2021. Give us one last bit of noise here from the kids. Happy New Year, everybody!
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know, with white sand, warm sun, and H2O. It's time for us to get back to laid back, try a different beer, maybe a six-pack. It's a crazy world, so come on, let's go. It's time for the Music Man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other, fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths, because it's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. It's time for the Music Man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other, fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. You know it's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.